Welcome to today's math lesson on 8.12d. Our lesson target is that I will calculate compound interest earnings. Our do well is given 4 problems. I will calculate compound interest earnings with 100% accuracy. Our vocab words are the same as yesterday: deposit, principal, interest, time, simple interest, compound interest, and rate. So principal is the initial amount or the initial value. Interest is usually given in a percent, so it's usually called the interest rate, and it's written as a percent that we have to convert to a decimal. Time is usually going to be in years for our problems. Yesterday we learned about simple interest, and today we are going to be learning about the formula for compound interest. So that's when interest is calculated on interest. And then, of course, deposit, meaning to put in money, especially if you're putting in money to a bank or to an account of some sort. So on the 8th grade STAR reference materials, you can find the formula for compound interest at the bottom right here. So we have A is equal to P times 1 plus R raised to the power of T. So compound interest is interest paid not only on the principal, but also on any interest that has already been earned. And in this case, we're not finding out the amount of interest earned, we're finding out the total amount earned. So that's what A represents, the amount in the account after 2 years if no withdrawals were made. P again is the principal, R again is the interest rate as a decimal, and T again is the time in years. For this first I do problem, it reads, Mrs. Tolbert invested $2,000 in a 5-year certificate of deposit that pays 3% interest, compounded annually. What is the CD? So that's just the acronym for certificate of deposit. What will the CD be worth at the end of the 5 years? So we're going to start off by writing our formula, which is A is equal to P times 1 plus R raised to the power of T. So in this case, we don't have to do an extra step just to find out the total amount in the account like we did for the simple interest. We will have to do the extra step if we are trying to find out the interest earned. Versus when we were calculating for simple interest, our formula was to find the interest earned, and if we wanted to figure out what the total amount in the account was, we had to add the principal to that interest. Today, it's kind of like the opposite. So our formula here gives us the total amount in the account, but if we want to find the interest earned, we're going to have to subtract that total amount minus the principal to get that interest. So this might be confusing now, but as we do some practice problems, hopefully it clarifies for you. So our next step is to substitute or plug in the numbers that apply to this equation. So we don't know what A is, so we're just going to keep A. We know that our principal is going to be $2,000 since that's the original amount invested. We're multiplying it by 1 plus R. And remember, R cannot be in percent form, so we're not going to plug in the 3 for 3%. We actually have to turn this into a decimal. Remember that percents are always out of 100, so 3% is the same thing as 3 out of 100, or 3 divided by 100. And if you calculate this, you will get 0.03. The shorthand way is just to move your decimal point from behind the 3 to 2 places to the left. So now we have 1 plus 0.03, and now we have to raise 1 plus 0.03 to the power of whatever our time is. In this case, we're trying to find the amount after 5 years, so raised to the power of 5. If we plug this into a calculator, we do 2,000 times 1 plus 0.03 raised to the power of 5. We get $2,318.55. So that is our answer for the amount that the certificate of deposit will be worth after the 5 years with an initial investment of $2,000 and a 3% interest rate compounded annually. This next we do problem has us working backwards. So it says Lily makes regular deposits to a savings account to save money for retirement. She deposits $1,000 each year, and her account earns interest compounded annually. So annually means per year. So the interest is compounded or calculated per year at a rate of 4%. And now we want to figure out how much interest does Lily earn the first year. So we're going to start off the very same way where we're writing out our formula for compound interest, which is A is equal to P times 1 plus R raised to the power of T. Okay, so next we're going to plug in any of the values that relate to this equation. So we don't know what A is, so we're just going to keep that. A is equal to, our principal is the initial amount, which is 1,000. And then we're multiplying it by 1 plus our R, or our rate, is 4%. So we have 4% is the same thing as 0.04 as a decimal. And then it's going to be raised to the power of 1 because the question is asking how much interest does Lily earn the first year. So if we calculate this in a calculator, we get $1,040 is the total amount in the account. But the thing is, we want to find the amount of interest earned. So to find I, interest earned, it's equal to A, which is the total amount in the account, minus P, which is the principal amount. So we're just subtracting the end amount by the starting amount to get the interest earned. So if we plug in the numbers, we have 1,040 minus 1,000, and that makes our answer $40 of interest earned on the account after the first year. After answering some UDO problems, you guys will have a 4-question Google form DOL. Thank you so much for following along in today's math lesson, and see you in the next math video.